Hello and welcome to my London flat tour. We've been living in this flat for the past 4 years and I can honestly say we made this flat our home. So it breaks my heart to tell you that not only this is the flat tour but also a goodbye video to this flat, because in about 2 weeks we're moving out. But if you want to know why we're moving, where we're going, what's the situation, stick around. I'm gonna make another video about that. But for now, let's enjoy this flat as it is before we have to put all our stuff in the boxes. Welcome! We're starting off in a hallway. On the right side, as you enter, we have our coats. Not all of them. Most of them I keep in the closet in our bedroom, but the ones that we use on rotation during the season. Right below, we have our shoe rack. That was actually very, very hard to find because it's a very narrow space and we have lots of shoes. I searched the entire internet and found one that fits just right in this corner. And then the chest of drawers was here and it was actually placed to the center, but when I pushed it, it created this little nook and I thought, perfect spot for a chair so you can sit down, put your shoes on, and I don't know, makes this whole space more cozy. We found this chair at an antique fair and we didn't measure the opening here, so it was kind of like a gamble. If it's gonna fit, if it's not gonna fit, it fit perfectly. So I think it was just meant to be. Something that was a challenge was to figure out where to put this jazz club. I put it in the kitchen, I put it in the bedroom, but it didn't really fit the space. But now that I found this space for it in the hallway, I think it looks great. But I'm so curious, where do you guys keep your Lego sets? Do you have like a special space for it in your flat? Or like, what do you do? Do you like build it and then take it apart and put it in a box? Tell me. I'm really curious, but I'm glad I found the space for it. Next up, we have this bookcase. This feature was already here when I saw it. I was so excited because I only seen it on Pinterest before. Like, you know, those really aesthetic bookcases that people have in their houses. It's like, oh my gosh, we got to have our own. We filled it with books, 3 of those shelves. On the bottom, we keep the documents in some boxes. On the top, we have our board games because we love playing board games. So every time people come over, we send them here and we're like, okay, which one do you want to play? Because we have at least a few to pick from. Something about open shelves is that it's kind of hard to keep it organized and that's messy, but I think that's the whole charm. And once you rearrange it, it feels like a whole new space. Welcome to our bedroom. The main challenge of this room was to fit in a desk. You know, working from home, I wanted to not interrupt my husband when I was on the calls and vice versa. So I found one from IKEA that fit just perfectly. Challenge number 2 was, where do we keep my husband's bike? It didn't fit anywhere but here. There's a big bike theft problem, so we don't want to risk it, so we just keep it inside. The bed was as it was, so nothing changed here. But then this section right here, this is where the previous tenant had 2 little chest of drawers from IKEA. They were perfectly fine, but after maybe 2 months, they started falling apart. So we tried to save them by gluing them, taping them, just anything, but they just wouldn't stay together. We upgraded to this one. I bought it from a friend of mine actually who was moving from a flat to a house. Another little update that we did was with the bedside tables. The ones that were here were very modern and not really my style. We found these again at an antique fair. We're still on the hunt for a matching lamp because one we found and another one is we really like, but it doesn't match with the sizes. And that's how it is with secondhand finds. You just have to be very patient. I'm gonna link the name of the antique fair that we go to if you're looking for some ways to upgrade your flat without spending too much money on it. This is my little work corner. I put some paintings and prints on this wall so that when I work, I can just look at this nice little gallery. Some of the paintings are by my friend Diagna. Some of the prints I got at museums and, you know, the paintings that I like and just want to keep looking at them. Speaking of secondhand finds, this is a mirror that I found on Instagram, actually, from a lady that sells antiques and vintage furniture items. You get a lot of compliments on this mirror. I love secondhand finds. I think you can tell by now. Welcome to the bathroom. It's probably my least favorite space in the house because it's too modern to my liking. It's fine. It's a good size. We have a bathtub and a shower. I'm not a big bath person, but it's good to have one. Good to have options. I didn't really do much to this space. I wasn't really inspired to like upgrade it in any way. I did find one poster that I really liked. I found it in Marleybone in Don Books. I think it was like £4, maybe £3. You know, it's just our toilet. Nothing fancy, good size, and that's about it. Welcome to my favorite space in our flat, the kitchen and the living room. It is very, as you can tell, very bright in the winter and springtime and very dark during the summertime because we have this gigantic tree right outside of our window, which I personally love. It does make the space really dark in the summer, but in the spring we have these beautiful white flowers because it blooms, and we have squirrels and birds, and I recently got a bird feeder, which was a game changer because I love watching animals. That part I'm gonna miss the most. The space, I don't know if you can tell, let me show you something. I don't know if the perspective is good, but this is me. I think you could fit another me and a half on top of me because this space is so incredibly high. It feels tall. It is, which makes it feel bigger than it actually is, but it also makes it very cozy. Maybe it's the big windows that we have. We love hosting, so this is where we host our dinner parties for 4. One time we had 8 people. And we managed with the bar stools, the chair from the desk in the bedroom. 4 is the good amount. We love sitting here, eating breakfast, looking out the window, looking at the birds, and this is also where I like to work as well. So I will work either from this room or from the desk in the bedroom. And this is our living room. This is a space where we did the most changes because we had a different table, but it was all glass and it was very hard to keep it clean. So we swapped it for this one. I found it on Vinterior. When we first moved into this flat, everything here, from the wall colors to the pillows to the chairs to the furniture, everything was either gray, silver, white, or blue. And we added more colorful pillows. Well, I just said white and blue, and we have a white and blue pillow. But you know, like with a mix of other colors, it makes the space more colorful and cozy. I always try to have fresh flowers, especially now in the spring. Just remind you that sun is coming back. The dark days will be over soon. The reason why all of our plants are in this section of the flat, we have 3 here and more by the window, is because this is the south-facing part of the flat. And we learned the hard way that if you put a plant in a north-facing room, it will die within a month. So all our plants need to live here in order to be happy and healthy. This guy right here is growing like crazy. 2 more leaves. So he definitely loves this part of the flat. Last, but certainly not least, is my absolute favorite part of the flat, the kitchen. I love to cook, my husband loves to cook, we love hosting our friends, we love spending time in the kitchen, and this was and still is for the next 2 weeks our dream kitchen. I loved the fact that we had the window with a balcony, that there was always room for everyone that was coming over to spend time in this kitchen with us. The fact that the kitchen and the dining room and the living area, they're all connected, it's just like this one open space, allowed that flow of conversation, of music, of movies. In order to make this more cozy and break the gray colors, because even these chairs and the walls are gray, I added these pillows, so when you sit on the bar stool it's more comfortable, but also it adds a pop of color. So it's very, very comfortable. You can sit, you can chat to the person that's cooking or help them by chopping as you sit on this very comfortable chair. Another thing that I added was this painting. I found it on Etsy and it just fits perfectly in the kitchen because it's like apples and a scone and some sugar. I initially thought when we first got it that we were gonna make like a gallery wall and add a few more paintings, but we never had a chance to do that. But who knows, maybe in the next place I'll be able to create a more artsy wall. I bet you're wondering, Basha, how do you go out to the balcony? Here's how you do it. You can stand here, you don't have to. You just lift the window like this. And then you have these hooks to keep going. See, it's not very heavy. I can do it with one arm. Strong. But this is how you open the window. And then you have your balcony. You can go out and enjoy the sun. This little balcony is something that I'm probably going to miss the most. One of my favorite things was getting breakfast and eating it here. It's a feature that I know I'm gonna miss the most, but we enjoyed it for 4 years and I'm lucky that I was able to have this little balcony, little piece of nature in London. The thing about secondhand finds is that they make the space very unique. Just like this little silhouette that I found in Bath. I really, really like this little section, this little corner of the kitchen. And that's it. That's our 1-bedroom flat in London. I'm so happy I was able to show you how it looks like before we have to pack everything and get ready for the move. But if you're curious to see where we're going, what we're gonna do next with the next space that we move into, stick around. I would love to show you where we're going, what's gonna happen. So subscribe. It would be really amazing if you liked this video, if you liked it. I'm glad I was able to show you around. I hope you enjoyed this flat tour and I hope you'll stick around and enjoy the next videos that I make. I'm so happy you found your way to my little corner of the internet and that you were a guest in my London flat. I think that's it, but I'll see you really soon. Bye!